Hey guys, what is good? Derek here from Bomb Socks, back with a new week of Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ, one bite at a time. So this week in the Come Follow Me, we're getting a chance to go through 1 Nephi 6 through 10. Wonderful chapters, and I want to start you off with just a brief little message today. Nephi is writing on plates, and he's talking about why he writes, what his intent is here. Now, there's only 6 verses in this particular chapter right here, so let's go down to verse number 3, where Nephi says, "It mattereth not to me that I am particular to give a full account of all the things of my father, for they can't be written on these plates. For I desire the room that I may write the things of God," which I think is awesome. If you're not sure what to write in a journal, write about how you've seen the tender mercies of the Lord, like we talked about last week. Verse 4, "For the fullness of mine intent is that I may persuade men to come unto the God of Abraham and the God of Isaac and the God of Jacob and be saved." You know, we live in a world right now where there's a lot of things out there that really have no lasting value. They're not really of great worth, but that's oftentimes, and I know I am guilty of this as well, where I spend my time on the things that really are not worth the greatest. Whether it's what you watch or consume via the media or whatever it is, most of it just is not of that much worth. So I want to take this message and I just want to change a couple of words here. Verse number 5, "Wherefore the things which are pleasing unto the world I do not do, but the things which are pleasing unto God, and unto those who are not of the world. Wherefore I shall give commandment unto my seed that they shall not occupy their lives or their time with the things which are not of worth unto the children of men." So that's where you take them there then and you bring it to me here now, and you see that Nephi's message in chapter 6 is very relevant. There's a lot of conference talks out there that have been given over the years which have talked about spending your time on the things which matter the most. Back in October of 2010, Dieter F. Uchtdorf gave a talk called "Of Things That Matter Most." Sister Rebecca Craven gave a wonderful talk back in April 2022 called "Do What Mattereth Most." And most recently, April 2023, Elder M. Russell Ballard gave a talk called "Remember What Matters Most." And all of these talks are great. I would recommend to you, if you want to focus on this particular subject, go back and check out these 3 talks. And there's a ton more about the same concept. You've got people who are trying to help us understand what matters most. Now, one of the things most recently I thought was interesting is Elder David A. Bednar had an opportunity to speak at an event called Silicon Slopes, which is here in Utah with a lot of big tech companies. And Elder Bednar was asked to speak at this. If you get a chance to watch this whole talk, it's about a 45-minute talk or so. You'll love it. It's amazing. But Elder Bednar sits down with Ryan Smith, who's the owner of the Utah Jazz, and he has an opportunity to talk about this concept. And I loved what he said here. It wasn't a religious gathering, but he was speaking here as an apostle of the Lord Jesus Christ. So go ahead and watch this quick little clip here.
You've got how many children? 3?
3 boys. We also have 19 grandchildren.
What is your best advice to them?
I've had the chance to watch some of the greatest men in the history of the earth grow old and lose some of their physical capacity. Elder Robert D. Hales was our neighbor. I learned remarkable lessons from him. Robert Hales was a phenomenal athlete, a great baseball player, fighter jet pilot. He was the CEO of Gillette in his late 30s. Now he's in his 80s, can barely walk. And I would go sometimes on Sunday to be with him at his home and just visit. And one day I said, "Elder Hales, what do you learn when you've been so capable in everything and now you're so limited in almost everything?" I will never forget the answer he gave me. He said, "David, when you can't do what you've always done, then you only do what matters most." And he said, "David, you don't have to wait till you're 80 to learn that." See, there's a lot of folks, I think, in this gathering here today who, if they would really think about that, they're consumed in some things that really don't matter. And they haven't looked up long enough to figure out these things don't matter. You don't have to be old and infirm to learn that lesson if you're wise. If you can learn that lesson, you'll live a different kind of a life and be even more successful.
Well, I love this phrase from Elder Robert D. Hales that Elder Bednar loved as well with his interaction with him. When you cannot do what you have always done, then you only do what matters most. And so here is Nephi trying to tell his posterity, look, will you just make sure you spend your time on the things that are of the most worth and of the most value? And as we do that, our lives will have much more meaning to them. I know that that is true. Thank you for watching. Thanks so much for subscribing. Thank you for sharing these messages. If you like what you see, please click that like button. And of course, you've got to go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel themed socks at bombsocks.com. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Godspeed. Bye-bye.